Hi, Collective. It's Intuitive Pisces Moon, and I am here to give you another shadow work reading for inner child issues. I have been being called to do this reading for a while now, so today is the day. It is Pisces new moon coming up here soon, and I don't know about all of you, but I have been doing a lot of emotional purging. So this is going to be for that. Okay, so for those of you who just have been having a lot of stuff come up, kind of emotional baggage that you're being called to let go of, you know, my recommendation to you is as it comes up, sit through it. Find a place to be alone because I don't want to see any of you guys, crying at a family party or something like that. If it happens, it happens. But try to go find a safe, quiet place that you can be alone and just let it out. The best thing to do when the emotions come up is to feel the feelings, remember whatever it was that you dealt with, and then, thank it and let it go. Okay? So, with this, we're going to do an inner child reading today because I felt that yesterday in particular, so today is now the 8th, this was on the 7th, that there was a lot of inner child emotional purging going on. So again, you can put in the comments if this is resonating with you and if you're dealing with the same thing also. But as I said, I was called to do this inner child reading. So let's jump into it and see what Spirit has in store for us today. All right. We have spend time in nature. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. Okay, that is a nice place to start. Ooh. Find your haven. There is a place of wonder waiting just for you. Okay. So with that one, that could also be internal or external. So I did kind of say before we started pulling cards to go find a safe place that you can purge and just let it out. And that could be in nature. Let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. Oh, yes. This is going to be a good reading, guys. I'm glad you're all here because I can't wait. Let it go. Let go of all that no longer serves you. And let's get one more. Emotions are the reflection. Look for the deeper meaning. All right. Ooh, all right. So before I get started into reading these, I just want to talk about what your inner child is. Some of us may not understand the concept of it. Now, there is a Disney short out there, and I don't know what it's called. I apologize for that, but it really put things into perspective for me on kind of the versions of you and what you carry around. And if you think about it this way, you have multiple versions of yourself that you keep inside of you, okay? So you have like the baby version, the kid version, the teenager version, the young adult version, and then from there you kind of go about every 10 years. So every decade or so is another version of you, okay? And what happens is all those versions are within you. And whatever happened during those periods of time are also with you. Okay? So if we talk about going and giving your inner child a hug, for example, you can give them all a hug. It could be the baby version of you, the child version, the teenager version, the young adult version, whatever version it is that you think needs the hug, or all of them at the same time. But in this Disney short, this lady or kind of young adult is at kind of that precipice of not being a child or teenager anymore, and now she's kind of flipping over into the adult world. But she's got all her younger versions with her in the bathroom with her. And it's like such an emotional, beautiful thing to think that like you're carrying all these versions of you with you. And what you're doing is you're saying, okay, this version of me got me through this phase of my life. This next version got me through this phase, and so on and so on and so on. So each of them had strengths and weaknesses and, dealt with things in a particular way. So, what I've done with my past versions of myself is as I grow past any version that I've already lived with, I thank them for the journey and said, you know what, we did the best we could with what we had during this phase. Thank you for the lessons and everything. And then say goodbye to that version, or it kind of goes within you, okay? You are now this newer version of yourself. And now you get to learn kind of all over again what this person, this new you, is capable of, okay? And you can now let go of your older versions. Now, I am going to tell you that this may come with some resistance. Your ego may step in at the end, right when you're about to say goodbye to that old version of you that you've outgrown, and kick and scream. Kind of imagine like an inner child, okay? So that is my rendition of inner child work and what's going on. So again, if you had like a traumatic experience go on in any of those phases, you're going to go back to that version of your inner child and work with that version, because that's the one that was traumatized, that needs help. You basically, as an adult now, get to step in for yourself on your own behalf and save yourself from whatever situations happened when you were a kid. All right. Now, bottom of the deck on this one, which I think is very important, is write a letter to your inner child. So again, pick a version of your inner child that you want to work with. And you can do this in phases. You don't have to do it all in one day. I was listening to New Kids on the Block last night, so that must have been my like third grade self. That's about when they came out. Yeah, that gives away my age. I don't even care. But that was the boy band of my day. So I was letting it all out and listening to New Kids on the Block last night. Yep, that's my life, people. All right. So we will also get messages from Spirit along the way. But I just wanted to, again, was very called to do this inner child journey. So I hope it resonates with you. Again, it's okay to work through whatever stuff has happened, and whatever comes up, you just have to allow it. Once we allow it and feel it, as painful as it may be, once you release it and let it go, it is just the most amazing relief that you will ever feel. Okay? It is a literal weight lifted off your shoulders. So, for whoever is still with me, thank you, and let's jump in. So the first one is 34, spend time in nature. The earth is a precious gift, one that provides and one that heals. Its beauty nourishes our souls, and its vibrational energy brings a steadiness to our bones. It grounds us and inspires us, gives us hope, and brings wonder to our hearts, and is the great mother to us all. If you have pulled this card, then nature is calling out to you. If you can, take time to go outside today. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin or gaze into the night sky. Touch and feel the softness of a plant. Smell the tangy sweetness of tree sap. Listen to the babble of a brook. Dig your toes into the rich soil and feel yourself deeply connected to this wondrous place that we are honored to call home. If you're unable to go out into the wild, there are a few other ways that you can connect to nature at home. You can take a bath with fresh herbs and flowers. You can buy a plant to love on, preferably one that you can touch and caress. You can sit or lie in a warm sunbeam inside of your home. You can bring the scents of the forest inside by diffusing pine, cedarwood, cypress, fir, or juniper essential oils. Let your senses guide you on your journey to connecting with nature from the comfort of your home. All right. And then for those of you who want to journal through this, which I highly recommend, okay, again, writing your inner child a letter. How does your inner child feel after connecting to nature? Do you experience wonder at the beauty of the universe? If not, do you feel that there is something stopping you from allowing this wonder from coming within? All right. That's beautiful. So I love it because, again, being a child and being outside, connecting with nature, for me, I'll tell you what that relates to with me, is doing cartwheels in a grass full of clovers and dandelions and bees. And yes, I've gotten stung on the hand before from doing cartwheels, rolling down the hill, um, going sledding. That was in the winter time. Just lots of things like that. Okay. I loved climbing trees. I made mud pies. I did all of that stuff as a kid, exploring, in places maybe as a kid we shouldn't have gone. But this is all stuff that, like, you're so curious about everything, and everything is so innocent and pure to you at that point in your life. So that's what this is calling you to go back and remember is, before, again, you had all of the kind of adult problems that came up when you were a child and you were kind of more carefree. What did you do in nature that was fun? Okay, so you can journal about that. You can say, hey, I remember the time that we rolled down the hill. We threw up at the bottom because we were so sick, but it was fun and I liked it. And I was with my brother, or I was with my sister, or my mom, or my dad, or whoever you were with. Okay, so that's just kind of some things that you can bring out. Now, on the converse side, while yes, that was a happy time, you can also go in and dig out any negative things that happened that you've been holding on to. Okay. So look at those in the exact same light and say, you know what? This happened to me, but it doesn't define me. I'm going to cry over it. I'm going to release it. Now it's not my burden anymore to carry. All right. So let's go on to the next one, which is number 13. Find your haven. As children, we sought out secret places that were hidden and special. We found them while climbing a tree or lying in the tall grass. We built forts of pillows and sheets, tents of sticks and branches, homes of imagination and magic. We strung up fairy lights and collected trinkets and treasures for our special place. We read our stories there and ate our forbidden treats there. It was a place all our own. If you have pulled this card, it may be time to find a hideaway once again. Okay. So that's also very true. I know that, again, third grade, I just keep going back to third grade for some reason, but one of my neighbors had kind of a circle of trees, and they were big, giant, like pine trees or evergreens or something like that. And there was one little entry in. And once you got in, it was wide open, but you were surrounded by these trees. And it was such a cute little place. And I loved it. It was in her front yard. And she had all kinds of things hanging from the branches and like chairs in there. And it was just a really cool place to kind of go hide. And I've always loved things like that where nature built it. Or somebody did years ago. Maybe somebody had that idea and planted all those trees as little, baby trees. And they grew up into this big thing. And now you can go and hide in there. It's just such a cool thing. Maybe at a tree house. Or maybe there was like a creek that you always went to. I know when I was a kid, we used to go catch crawdads at creeks. And also frogs and whatever we could get our hands on. We'd bring them home and, put them in our little turtle sandbox, which we filled with water. But, anyways, that's just my childhood that I'm remembering. So again, find your haven, whatever that was when you were a kid. So the playfulness exercise. Before you begin to consider where this special place might be, first connect with the adventurous aspect of your inner child. Remember what it felt like when you stumbled upon these hidden places, how it hummed with its own magical energy just for you. Now, once you hold this feeling inside you, let your intuition guide you to where you might connect with this energy again as an adult. If as a child you were unable to experience the magic of a hideaway, then the following practice might be beneficial. First, reflect on the aspects of life that bring you wonder. Next, take steps to incorporate these aspects into a physical place that will embody that wonder. If you cannot recall that which brings you wonder, reflect on what makes you feel safe, and then take steps to create the space for yourself today. And I associate that with, again, go build a pillow fort in your living room. That's one of the wonderful things about having kids is you get to do that all over again with them. So for any of you that have kids, bring your kids into it, okay? Show them what made you excited as a kid. All right. I thoroughly enjoy that practice. Just go build a fort. They're going to be like, wow, oh, normally we're not allowed to play with the couch cushions, but mom wants to build a fort. Dad wants to build a fort. Let's do it. It's so much fun. Okay. So, as far as your journaling prompt, you can ask, what magical things can you bring into your life today? Let your imagination run free with the possibilities. There are no limits on your dreams. Okay. Let's move on to the next one, which is number 22. Let it come forth. And then right after that is let it go. So let it come and then let it go. All right. Many things occur in life that we may be unable to process, and most, if not all of these unprocessed events and emotions can be stored inside of us. If you have pulled this card, then it might mean that there is repressed emotion, memory, or aspect of the self that is hindering you in your current situation. As repressed emotions can subconsciously fuel many of our behaviors and interactions within the world, it can be beneficial to explore this. One of the ways that we deal with our overwhelming emotions is by storing them within our physical body. We can access these trapped emotions through physical, intuitive movement. For this practice, feel your body and move how you feel led to move, particularly focusing on any areas that feel as if they are under pressure. If you need to punch the air, go for it. If you need to scream or dance wildly, go for it. As you practice this exercise, try to surrender to how your body needs to move. Try to withhold judgment and practice this exercise alone in a dimly lit room. If you have trouble letting go, be gentle with yourself. This can be a heavy practice. Please only continue if you are comfortable working with and releasing stuck or repressed emotions. If you feel as though you need further assistance in this practice, consider visiting a somatic therapist or trauma work professional. Your journal prompt, ask yourself if there's anything that needs to be spoken aloud and released. Write down what comes forth, observing it without judgment, and proceed to speak aloud what needs to be spoken. Okay. Ooh. So let me talk about journaling with that and kind of the inner work practice. Maybe as a kid, and I've said this in some of my other shadow work readings, so you've heard this already, then my apologies. But if you haven't, maybe as a kid, you weren't told that you had any special gifts. Maybe you weren't told that you are loved unconditionally. You weren't told that you were worthy, that you're beautiful. Whatever words were not spoken to you as a kid, this is what you're going in and doing now as an adult for yourself. Go back to that younger version of you and say, I know you didn't feel loved as a kid, but I love you. Okay? That's self-love. And that might be a difficult thing to do for some people. Okay? Some people are afraid of the word love. They have not ever experienced unconditional love, which means I do for you as you do for me. No, love shouldn't be that way. We love ourselves and others no matter what. Okay? So let's move on to the next one. Let it go. It is in our nature as humans to hold tightly to what is familiar. Knowing the weight and measure of what we carry can bring us a great sense of comfort. Oftentimes, the known seems to be the wiser choice compared to the unknown. It is important to be aware that just as a tree shapes itself around a known obstacle that has forced it to take a new path, these things we hold tightly can also change the course of our destiny. If you have pulled this card, then it might be time to reflect on what you need to release. Your self-care exercise. Ask yourself if there is something keeping you back or forcing you to grow in a direction that might not be for your benefit. There can be many things that we hold on to for too long, such as the past, an ideal, a dream, or a painful memory. Even if we have grafted these aspects into our being, it is now time to let go of all that no longer serves you. Free the pent up energy inside of you and imagine it leaving your body as you inhale and exhale deeply. Forgive disappointments and pains that do not allow bitterness in. Let go of control and allow what needs to die, so that you may blossom again once more. All right, and I just did a reading yesterday about what needs to go and what needs to grow. So this right here, the let go of control and allow what needs to die so that you can blossom again, very much ties to that. Okay, so the weeds in your garden might be this past stuff that you've got to let go. Your journal prompt: how does it feel in your body to let go of what is no longer needed? Do you feel lighter when you think about letting go? How does your inner child feel when you think about letting go? Okay. All right, let's go to the next one, number 12. Emotions are the reflection. Emotions can often indicate how an event is affecting your inner child. When you experience an unusually intense emotional response to a present situation, it may be a sign that an aspect of your inner child is hurting. Since your inner child can carry many different wounds from childhood into your present moments as an adult, when intense emotions do arise, it is good to take a moment to sit with them and with your hurting inner child. All right. Now, talking about that for a second, if the moment that this arises is inopportune for you, okay, again, maybe you're at a family party and you don't want to cry in front of anybody. That could be the case. What you can do is kind of release it at that moment and say, I'm going to come back to this. That's when I would go later to your safe haven, okay, where you can be alone, you're by yourself, and then let the feelings re-emit. So you're basically saying, okay, I cannot deal with it right this second, but I will deal with it maybe later today or whenever you can find the peace and the time. Now, if you keep putting it off, I'm going to warn you that it's just going to keep coming back up. So don't put it off for too long. But this is more of like the instance where I can't write this second because I'm in the middle of something or I'm working or I'm whatever. So later tonight, when I can find my peace and, journal about it, then I'll do it then. All right, so here's your awareness exercise. Find a space where you can focus on your feelings and try to identify the sensations that you are currently feeling. Ask yourself if there is a connection between how you feel now and your childhood. Listen to your intuition and become curious about what you are experiencing. Follow the trail of your emotions forward, continuing to ask yourself questions about where the root of these emotions might lie. Ask yourself if there is anything that you can do to help heal this old wounding in the present moment. Have patience with yourself in this process and put this exercise aside if it becomes too overwhelming. Okay, that's also another thing is again, maybe this is going to be difficult work. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you because I really want you all to be perfectly aware that what you're doing is purging your old emotions that are stagnant inside of you. And you're basically reopening an old wound. You're feeling it, however long that takes. It could be a few minutes, it could be an hour. You could be crying for a few hours, you could be crying for a few days. But here's the thing. Once that passes, it's gone. You've dealt with it, it's over, and you feel lighter. And now those burdens don't hinder your progress forward anymore. Okay? So for the journaling prompt on this, is this current emotion attached to something deeper inside of you? Ask yourself how it feels to understand the deeper meaning of your emotions. Okay. All right. That is some good and deep stuff. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, hopefully you are all still with me here on this. Okay. As I said, I've done shadow work plenty of times and I continue to go through it, you know. Sometimes emotions come up if you're an empath and it's not even yours to deal with. I plenty of times have purged my emotions for the collective, okay? Like I am getting junk that's coming to me and I'm just crying it out and I don't even know why. If it's not attached to me, it's not my emotion to feel. But I'm also happy to be of service to do that for you guys, okay? Because as we heal ourselves, we in turn heal the collective. All right, let's get some messages from Spirit. Resilience is one of the strongest qualities that you have. It has gotten you through so many trials and tribulations in the past, and it will continue to do so. Lean on that inner tower of strength anytime that you need it. You've got this. Okay. Don't place limits upon yourself. You are an infinite being with unlimited potential. You can have and be anything that you want. Don't hold yourself back or allow anyone else to. This is your life. Live your truth and remain heart-centered at all times. Okay? Don't allow anyone to abuse your power or take it away from you. Remember that you will be treated how you allow others to treat you. Show them that you value yourself far too much to settle for anything less than what you deserve. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow the most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. Yep, this too shall pass. Be clear about where you are putting your focus right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within to create the life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. We've got you. Okay, that's also, your spirit team saying that while you're going through this emotional purging, we're going to be with you and we're going to help you through this. Okay. Let's keep going. Spirit, what do we have for the collective for this shadow work and inner child reading? Okay. We have truth, honor, empress, integrity. Dark night of the soul, transformation, awakening, tower. All right. How many of you feel like you are in this? Yeah. That's why we're doing this emotional purging. Okay. Sometimes if we don't make the changes willingly, then that tower comes along and does it for you. Okay. Potential and possibility. Future, highest self, quantum. Love it. The servant queen. Divine, magnetic, valuable. You are worthy of beautiful things. Always remember that. And then we have the mirror. Self-reflection, writer, big picture. Okay. All right. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have rebirth, shedding the chrysalis and taking risks. It's time to leave the old, behind. Now, that also refers to transitioning from a caterpillar to a butterfly. So, Dark Night of the Soul, I always relate that to us going into hermit mode and doing our shadow work. And again, whether it was asked for or not, you're in the midst of it. It is here, people. So, once you emerge and you've done the purging, that's when you emerge as the phoenix or the lotus or the butterfly. I kind of relate all three of those things together. And again, with the phoenix, it must burn itself up, which is purge all this junk. And then it can rise as the phoenix, okay? But it must burn the old versions of itself first. With the lotus is basically about emerging from the murky waters and not knowing what's up and what's out. Okay, you're just growing, and then all of a sudden you burst out the top and you're this beautiful lotus flower that you came from the murkiness below. All right, so let's read on this first one, which is truth number 37. Okay, so this stands for honor, knight, empress, and integrity. Your affirmation for this is abundance happens when I honor my soul and live in truth. And then the card says that which is true will always be enough. The honest path, the honorable knight, the noble empress, the liberation of self. The highest view can be seen once we have reached the mountain peak. And what a breathtaking view it is. A grueling climb that requires strength and perseverance can lead to a feeling of total freedom. This is what it feels like to set yourself free by the power of truth. Fulfillment on a level of soul and wholeness of self. Regardless of what the world may see, you have earned your own sight. The path to authenticity is not an easy one. There are temptations all around. The witch's lair calls you near. Dark forces seek to make you stray from your path, to neglect your true self, discard your values, and dishonor your soul. Some people will even choose the easy path, selling their soul in exchange for a shortcut to the top. This never works. This is the false self, the starving ego. For when they reach the peak, their view is obstructed by thick fog and mountain mist. They become cursed by the one who lured them in. They will never see the view. Only living truly can earn this gift of sight and fulfillment. The truth card is about living with honor, integrity, and authenticity, and having goodwill towards humanity. Being a real gem in a world of fake stones, shining by your own light rather than relying on the reflections of others. It is to validate yourself fully. It is to honor the callings and highest truth of your soul. Even when faced with temptation, drawing this card can be a sign that you are currently navigating this path. You are indeed on a quest for truth. Living authentically has become a core value of yours. If you continue to search of this highest honor, you will surely be rewarded in priceless ways. Perhaps if you continue to live within the space of truth, you will achieve an abundance you never could have imagined. It is not dishonest to wish for true wealth in a metaphysical and physical world. All right, and then there is a visualization enhancer that you can do. So visualize yourself on the peak of the mountain. Imagine you feel total fulfillment, wholeness, and peace of mind. You are giving spirit a hug every time you choose truth. Truth is spirit, and authenticity is the language of the soul. Meditate on the concept of the universe and spirit reciprocating true abundance every time you choose to honor your soul. Okay. Whew. Now, again, I'm going to throw something else out there that I had said previously in the shadow readings. There is no shortcut to the top of that mountain. The shadow work is a requirement. All right, now you may be tempted to take an easier path, but if you don't do the true, authentic shadow work, the view will be obstructed at the top. Okay? So the next one is Dark Night of the Soul, number 28. Let's read Dark Night of the Soul. I also want to hear from you guys who is experiencing this at this time. Okay? Because I feel like it's all over the place. All right, so Dark Night of the Soul, transformation, awakening, power, warrior. Your affirmation is, in darkness, I can cultivate my light. The tower, the deepest cave, the endless desert. A dark night of the soul is a period of extreme challenges, whether internal, external, or both. It is the fight with the dragon, the monsters in your head, the demons in your life. It is to experience a great loss or catastrophic confusion. It is the thing that every human wishes to avoid but cannot. It is the stirring of your soul, a call for the deepest of transformations, whether that be a reconstruction of your life, values, or self. These periods can take us to a hell of sorts. They take us to a place so deep within us that we think it will never end, a trap door through which we can just keep falling into a great void of dark experiences and painful emotions. It can strip everything away from us. We have no choice but to face the dragon, to find the treasure, to seek the light, to become the warrior we were always capable of being. This is when we become a more powerful version of self. When we learn the ways of the great witches who came before us and know that we are so much stronger, wiser, and worthier than we thought possible. We earn our gifts in this place. Those we were not born with, but were always meant for. Our new self is forged in the fire of transformation. And as we can do more, and we can do more than just survive. We can become the light that we so desperately need. We can rise from the ashes and become the phoenix. We can awaken to the powerful truth of our own being. Pulling this card can confirm that you have experienced an evolution of your soul, that you have overcome or are capable of overcoming difficulties and receiving the gifts that come from that. As hard and as dark as it may be, you are learning the way of the warrior. This card also has an energy of transformation behind it. Perhaps you feel that your soul is stirring and that it is time for new growth within. Or you want to change your life, your beliefs, or your values. Listen to this calling and do not fear the dark if you already have your lantern and compass. Okay, so that's the Hermit card. All right, the Hermit ventures forth on a journey within with his lantern and his compass. All right. Here is your manifestation enhancer. Reflect on how some of the darker periods of your life led to some of the most profound changes within you, how they led you to deeper understandings, strengths, and/or awakenings. Honor yourself for making it through them. Knight yourself. Recognize the sword that you now carry or soon will earn. Okay. Yeah. Dark Night of the Soul is not fun. And again, I don't know how many of you have been there, but this is saying that either we are in it or it's coming for you. Okay. So let's move on to this one. And this is potential and possibility number 5. It says, reach out to the potential that is calling for you. And this stands for future, reality, highest self, and quantum. Your affirmation is, I am quantum leaping into my highest reality. The world, the quantum traveler. You are at a point where it's possible to lean into a higher reality. There are infinite potentials and parallel realities all happening at once. Which one are you living? Which one are you creating? What are you attracting? Break the cycle of mundane repetition and settling into dissatisfaction. Is there something that you feel drawn to? Is there someone you admire who you'd like to emulate? Those feelings are pointing you where your highest reality is. Even if you feel jealous of someone or something, this shows you what your true potential could be. Pay attention and don't judge the feeling as negative. It is your guide. You are capable of tuning into the quantum realm and manifesting a best case scenario. The world is at your feet. Destiny is in the palm of your hand, and you are a co-creator with the universe, regardless of what is happening in the world, and as chaotic as it may seem. You are a powerful extension of divine consciousness, here to play, evolve, and enjoy life. Your mission is no different in the spiritual realm. Your soul has been evolving, so too are the lives you have been living. Attune your energy like an antenna to the channel of your desired reality. Your soul has brought you here to live one of your fullest lives ever. All right, your manifestation enhancer. Use meditation to tune into the field of pure potentiality. Practice the feeling of your desired reality as if you are already living it, especially just after you wake up. Look into Meditations, Sitting and Walking by Dr. Joe Dispenza, or listen to Subconscious Reprogramming Affirmations by Jess Shepard, Rising Higher Meditations on YouTube. While you're sleeping, in your present life, find moments every day to indulge in the things that you want more of. Appreciate yourself for all the unique beauty that you already have. Celebrate yourself in every time you accomplish something that you are proud of, as small as it may be, even if it is just having a peaceful day. Love expands life. Appreciation expands your expression of self. Gratitude creates abundance all around you. Fall in love with your life now and in the future. Okay. So let's talk about gratitude for a second before I move on. What gratitude does is it tells the universe that you are thankful and grateful for what you already have, and in turn, you're given more. When you're in a lack mentality, you're basically telling the universe that you don't have enough of something. You're fearful of what you're losing. Okay. And then that perpetuates. So, whatever attitude it is that you have, whether it is a lack mentality or a gratitude mentality, you're attracting more of that into your life. Okay. So, just again, keep your thoughts positive. I know it's difficult when we're going through the dark night of the soul, but it is possible. All right. The Servant Queen. You are worthy of beautiful things. This stands for divine, magnetic, valuable, and blessings. And your affirmation is I am worthy of the most beautiful things. You are blocking your blessings by believing you don't deserve them. You do. Recognize your patterns of self-sabotage and examine the choices that you have been repeating. We enact and accept what we believe we are worthy of. Raise your standards. You are meant for better. It doesn't matter what you've been through, where you came from, rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy circumstances, or what others may think of you or tell you. It doesn't matter how others have put you down. You are still worthy. You are a valuable soul and someone who seeks to find the magic of this world. And those who seek are the ones who find. Just like the story of Cinderella, who was made to believe that she was worthless and a servant to her family, only to be visited by a fairy godmother, Spirit, who offered her blessings and magic. If she was willing to believe that she was worthy of them, all she had to do was accept them, and she would go on to live a life of royalty, beauty, and abundance. She was always meant to be a queen. It's okay if you forgot that you are the magic, but it's time to remember again. Come home. Spirit can only give us what we believe we are worthy of. So expect excellence. Speak it into existence. Summon miracles. Will you accept the blessings that are being offered? This is a potent time for magic in your life. Your fairy godmother is here now. Your guides, ancestors, and angels are listening. Let them assist you. So your manifestation enhancer, visualize yourself as a magnet for beautiful things. Beautiful experiences, connections, thoughts, synchronicities, and blessings. Imagine abundance swirling all around you and entering your soul and your life. Luminous rainbow energy, blooming flowers, dazzling vibrations all around you and within you. It's already here and more is coming. Believe, expect, and receive. Okay, very nice. I want to touch on worthiness. Man, that is a tough one. I'm telling you, that was one of the that was one of the hardest ones for me to get through. It's not even something that you necessarily realize that you're carrying around until you start to catch on to your self-sabotaging behaviors. Okay? You start to realize that it's you that's causing some of the chaos in your life, and that you may want to blame someone else, but it's you. Okay? I don't want to go calling everybody out here, but it's not always other people. When I did my worthiness exercise, man, it was one of the toughest things ever. And again, kind of how spirit calls me to do certain things is just a thought crosses in your mind. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, let me ruminate on this for a little bit. And then you start to think back of all the reasons why you feel unworthy of whatever it is that you can't have. Okay. And again, I'm not putting this all on you guys to say that this was all self-imposed, because it truly wasn't. All right. You may have believed what other people told you. Okay. Maybe growing up, you were told that you didn't deserve something or you didn't earn something. Again, going back to that unconditional love. I'll only love you if you do this for me. That can give you huge worthiness issues. All right. So what your job is to go in and love yourself unconditionally. Okay? Accept your past, move on from it. It doesn't define you. Some of us are like, oh, well, if I can lose 10 pounds, then I'd love myself more. Oh, if I could just get that job, I'd love myself more. Or, oh, if I could make this amount of money. You got to kind of stop. Those are limiting behaviors. And you're doing yourself a disservice by saying, I can't love myself now the way I am because I don't have XYZ. But here's the thing. If you love yourself unconditionally, you would not be putting conditions into place for when it is safe to love yourself. Okay? Let's read on number 26, the mirror. This stands for self-reflection, writer, individuality, and big picture. Your affirmation is, I honor the full book of my life, every chapter that I write. The author, the story, the mirror. Seeing your full self, not just parts. It can be so easy to get lost in one chapter or one page of your life. But remember, you've got a whole book going and so many more pages to go. Focusing too much on details can cause us to lose our grasp on where we are. This can cause us great inner turmoil. Zooming in too close to our life can make us feel that we are not doing enough. Having done enough are not enough. We feel unworthy or lose sight of our main goal, to find wholeness and fulfillment by living our dharma and unique purpose, to overcome our unique obstacles and receive sacred gifts of transformation at different checkpoints in life. It doesn't happen at once. We're in this for the long game. Have you forgotten all that you have already been through and overcome just to get to this point? The chapter that you're currently in? So much has happened and you have grown so much. You just can't always see it. Don't skip ahead. Enjoy the chapter that you're writing now. This card can be a positive omen that something soon will happen to unlock more character development within you. That is something that leads you to a deeper knowledge of who you are meant to be. Something that helps to bring you home to who you are. It could be a moment of realization, or even simply a personality trait of yours that is alchemizing into something greater. All right, your manifestation enhancer is adopt a zoomed out perspective on your life every now and again, especially when you feel behind, unworthy, or lost. Look at your whole self in the mirror. Remember to be patient and that there is a bigger picture to all of this. Imagine your life as though it is a book, remembering that you have so many more pages to fill. You are becoming more you with every day that passes. Okay. Yes. All right, let's get some messages from Spirit. This definitely feels like a unconditional love and worthiness reading. Picking up on that very strongly. You are feeling somehow confused by the events that are unfolding around you and the various seemingly contradictory information that is coming your way. Trust your instincts and do what they are telling you to do, and you will learn a lot about yourself and the direction that you want to take in your life. Yep. And that's on the Truth card. So again, let's talk about that for a second. This could be, again, the conditional love versus the unconditional love. Maybe somebody who has conditional love for you is speaking what they believe is your truth or their truth, you know? But you're hearing other things, like such as this reading, that are contradicting that. And maybe you've always believed that love is conditional. I must always do something to receive love. I must be worthy to receive love. Okay? If that is something that you are struggling internally with, that is something to journal about and to kind of go back and dig up and say, okay, why do I believe that love must be conditional? That I must do something to receive love? All right, let's keep going. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself, your hard work, and your decisions? Have patience, stop overthinking, and keep watering your seeds. Okay. Ooh. Don't allow negative emotions to fester. If you are feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that. Instead of fighting your feelings, go with them and work with them. Then true healing can really begin. Yep. So again, that's about letting them out. You experience, let's just call it a trigger. Let's just say you have a certain person in your life that always triggers you. Okay. The trigger is a gift because it's calling out something that you need to address. Okay. So next time that happens, think about why you're being triggered and what it is that you need to go look at inside yourself. All right. It's time to hit the reset button. Clear out the old so that room is available for the new to enter. Trust that better things are coming fast. Prepare to move to the next phase of your life. This is your rebirth. Welcome this beautiful brand new energy. You've got this. Okay. If you find yourself stuck in a situation that you're unhappy with, ask yourself why you're still there. Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing that you could do for your soul and your spirit. Be fierce. Okay, and that fell on the mirror and, emotion reflection. So if you're looking in the mirror and you're doing that reflection and you're saying, why do I have toxic friends? Why am I still in this marriage that's been terrible for 10 years or whatever your stuff is, okay? It could be a job that's just draining the life out of you. Whatever the situation is, this is just asking you to go and reflect on it and to ask yourself why you're putting up with it. Why are you still there? What is it serving you, if anything? Maybe you're there out of guilt or shame or whatever the reasons. Maybe it's serving someone else and they've made you feel that you're not worthy of unconditional love. Okay? I just want to say it again. You are all worthy of unconditional love. And that includes coming from yourself. Give yourself the unconditional love that you deserve, and other people will see that and give it to you in return. All right, let's jump to the next deck. and see where we're at. Whew. I can feel you all doing some emotional purging. It is in the air at the moment. We have, again, a super new moon eclipse coming here in a couple days, and it is upon us. All right, so we have Meadow, success, blessings, and positivity. We have the Sorcerer, ambition, willpower, and creation. And then Flight, opportunity, prosperity, new venture. Specters, discernment, critical thinking, insight. And we'll get one more. Crossed, choices, searching for purpose, daydreaming. Okay. All right, and on the bottom of the deck of that one, we have Owl, which is wisdom, independent thinking, and enlightenment. So I do want to touch on this for a second. Anybody who is making you feel that you're not worthy of unconditional love does not want you in this energy. They may be benefiting too much from you being in that lower vibration. So what this is calling you to do is to think for yourself and to block out and ignore what others have said about you. Okay? Most of the time, the people that want to talk negatively about you have their own insecurities and they just want to bring you down to how they feel. So just be careful of that. Okay, number 42, Meadow. And this stands for success, blessings, and positivity. Your spirit guides are encouraging you to be grateful and to relax. They love the energy of pure positivity generated by appreciation. They want to witness your heart overflowing with joy. You obtain a tremendous amount of power and influence over your reality once you let go of the moments in which you feel disempowered, embarrassed, or vulnerable. Begin by appreciating more, and a habit of gratitude will imprint on your mind more frequently, even if you aren't emotionally attached to a positive mood or the gratitude isn't entirely genuine. Radiate your light with appreciation and attract all the wonderful things meant for you. You are deserving and on the verge of completion. Reverence and thankfulness can help. Don't take yourself too seriously. By learning not to take everything so seriously, you learn to live for yourself. When you surrender, you don't lose your light or power. Rather, you elevate your vibration and continue to shine brightly in alignment with spirit. During difficult times, it is extremely important to remember or discover reasons to be grateful. What experiences or activities can you come up with to help you appreciate yourself more? Try positive affirmations to compliment yourself. Here is one affirmation. I radiate love and positive energy wherever I go. My life is full of joy and gratitude. All right. Yep, that's about not letting what other people's opinions are of you to dictate how you feel about yourself. Okay? Again, I told you they're trying to bring you down to their lower vibration. If you are being called to elevate and go higher, don't let them hold you back. You earned it. You deserve it. You are worthy of unconditional love. All right, let's read on the Sorcerer. This stands for ambition, willpower, and creation. Attraction is an inner process based on how you choose to think or react. Never operate from deficiency or lack. Circumstances have very little to do with reality. It's your attitude towards circumstances that reflects your reality in life. Take what you are and accept it. You are not deficient. You are unique. Be the kind of person that you choose to be. Everything that comes your way is an opportunity and a blessing. Celebrate it. Take control of your thoughts. You have the power to make your life absolutely perfect. The image in your mind manifests into reality. The key to having any desire is visualization. Believe it, even when circumstances get you down. Understand that there are no mistakes. Everything in this world is a miracle. There is a lesson in everything. Celebrate the lessons. When you begin to change thought into quality thinking, or change your thinking from how things appear and practice being grateful for every lesson, you unlock the flow of your desires. Your affirmation: I ignite my soul's passion to live my highest potential. I am willing to believe that I am creating all of my experiences. Okay. The next one is flight, number 28. And this stands for opportunity, prosperity, and new venture. It's either use it or lose it. There's no time to waste. It will be gone if you wait too long. Take advantage of any opportunity that comes your way. Never hold out for a better opportunity. It could lead to more opportunities, lessons, or ideas, but if you don't take advantage of it, it will vanish forever. Never eat your dessert last. Savor it now, or you may lose the chance to enjoy it later. The present is all we have. Whatever you do not employ, you forfeit. What you sow is what you will reap. You always get more than you put out, whether it's negative or positive. Now is the moment to start preparing for the coming decade. It's something that everybody can do. Now is the moment to get started so that you can reap the benefits later. Now is the time to plant the seeds that you want to harvest later. True magic is about encouraging the improbable. Try using the incantations and spells to bring things into reality that are already a part of your life and routine. You can persuade your subconscious mind of unusual things once it believes daily acts are the result of intention and spells. Prioritize manifesting more likely outcomes before moving on to less likely possibilities. Your affirmation: I am present. I focus solely on the now. I trust that my joy is the compass of my correct path. All right. With that, talking about daily routines and that sort of thing, the way that I have been kind of told or instructed or whatever you want to call it. Oh, my spirit candle just went out. Has to do with you waking up every day and setting your intentions for the day. You have a chance every single day that you wake up to start fresh and do something different. Okay? They say that 30 days is about the amount of time that it can take to start a new routine. All right. And then, what that'll do is you'll say, okay, 30 days have gone by. Wow, I started exercising. Look, I lost 5 pounds already. Hey, that's great. Now you do it for another 30 days. I lost 5 more pounds. And now after a year, you just look totally different and you've transformed your entire self. So it's all about what choices you make each day that affect your now. Okay? If things in the past didn't work out in some way for whatever reason, today you can choose to do something different. All right, let's read the next one, 35 specters. And actually, I'm going to pause for a second and get a new candle and relight that spirit candle. Okay, we're good to go. Normally that candle doesn't go out in the middle of a reading, but it did, so let's relight it. That's how I call in spirit into my readings, just so all of you know that's why that candle's there. It's a white candle. I sage before every reading, and I call in spirit, and I set my intentions to, have these reach whoever they need to be reached, and call in all my spirit guides and everything to assist me with the readings. So anyways, that's kind of my ritual that I do off camera before I start. So, all right, we're on specters. This stands for discernment, critical thinking, and insight. Like a specter, the illusions of the outer world constantly change and therefore are not real. Everything you once believed about yourself was based on well-intended fiction. Everything in your life is dependent on you. The energy that surrounds you is created by you. Gain control over this energy by embracing the fact that you are not helpless, but that you create your own world. Every lesson and hardship is meant to encourage you to learn, however difficult or joyous. The seemingly physical world is an illusion. We can change everything within a shift of our consciousness. If anyone can do this, why is everyone not doing it? Awareness, acceptance, and intention come first. For many, this is a difficult state to overcome since they have been conditioned to feel helpless. You, on the other hand, are connected to everything. You are the center of your universe. Our physical senses are incapable of comprehending anything that is not logical or linear. You have the ability to shift your mindset and realize how truly powerful you are. It necessitates a paradigm shift in thinking and living with the belief that everything is possible. Believe in yourself as a divine being. When you recognize your own power, you'll notice that like attracts like. Exiting the matrix is very simple. Recognize that you are in control. You are the one to set yourself free from deceptive illusions. Your affirmation: I am strengthened as I seek the truth of my personal reality. I am the creator of my own reality. I am in control of my reality by how I choose to think. All right, very true. I hope you all have seen the movie The Matrix. Well, movies. Go watch them. I am going to tell you right now, call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to say, there is a heck of a lot of truth in that. Okay? That's why I call our body meat suits. I can't say that we're all sitting in a pod sucking on whatever fluids they're giving us somewhere and that we need to be freed from that. It could be that, but I personally didn't experience that. But your mind can be freeing, but it can also be a trap. So you set the tone, you set your intentions, and you choose your own reality. All right, let's get to this last one, which is crossed. This stands for choices, searching for purpose, and daydreaming. Shed the past and sever the ties to any obligation of fulfilling others' expectations. Choose your spiritual path and follow a daily spiritual practice for clear answers. Stay out of harm's way by displaying courage, strength, calmness, and confidence. Trust what feels good and follow the path of light. What comes easy is right. What feels like a struggle or is consistently burdening must go. Let go of any people or projects that are constantly posing problems and are too difficult. What is meant for you will come easily. Be willing to flow more freely and attract more blessings. If you feel that you have to jump through too many hoops, it's not for you. Meditate and gain clarity and connect with spirit for guidance. Make this connection a daily practice. Leave behind old habits that cause low vibrations. Consider what serves you by what you love to do and do it unapologetically. Let go of how you want to be perceived in the world. Trust your instincts. Dedicating to your spiritual practice will unveil part of your life path. Shed any burdens or feelings of obligations. Your life path is a spiritual one. Some relationships are holding you back from doing what's right for your soul. Shed past beliefs or relationships that do not serve you. You are being called to choose a new direction that sets you free and clears your path to abundance. Your affirmation: I am acting on inspiration and insights. I move through life with ease and grace. Okay. That's very true too. So again, if something feels difficult, like you're climbing an uphill battle, to get something, it may not be for you. Now, some of that could be hindering from whatever, junk we're hanging on to. That could also be holding us back and making things more difficult. So I will say that once we've kind of done the shadow work and cleared out whatever is, hiding down in there that we've suppressed over the years, that too will make your journey much easier. Keep moving forward even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path that you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. Okay. That's your spirit team. Self-awareness is key. Take time today to go within and spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature. Oh, look, they said that already up here. And ground yourself. Meditate, listen to your favorite music, whatever you enjoy most, do that today. You are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-induced pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, and carry on. You need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live your best life. You are not in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your past, not other people. Make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. Okay. So again, that's kind of dropping that mask of what we thought we were, our unworthiness, the conditional love, that sort of thing, and toxic situations and relationships. All right, sit in silence for a moment and listen. The answers that you have been seeking are finally coming to you. Truly trust and believe that you are going to make it and be exactly where you need to be. We are on this journey with you. Hang in there. It's not much longer. Can you guys hear my cat howling? That is your confirmation. All right. I'm just going to get some healing spirit messages and then we'll close this one out. I know this was a long one, but we had a lot to get through here. A lot. All right. So when it feels right, do it. Natural healing power. All right, they did say that about nature, so I directly relate that to needing to go out into nature. It's really kind of foggy and murky and cloudy here today. I don't know if today's the best day for me to go out in nature, but hopefully wherever you're at, it's sunny at least. Your soul will find those who are meant to experience life with. Okay, so yes, that I told you about the self-love and how you're attracting other people who have also given themselves self-love. Once you start to fill yourself and your own cup with the love that you deserve for yourself, then you're attracting other people who in turn want to give you that unconditional love. And you're attracting in better relationships. Courage arrives when you step over fear. Absolutely. Listen to the voice within when it persists. So again, I kind of talked earlier about that, where if something comes up and you need to deal with it and you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, this is that voice kind of nagging you like, hey, we got to deal with this. It's going to keep knocking at your door. Speak your truth with passion. Definitely. What other way is there to speak? One spirit guide, one way. And that's source. That's God, whatever you resonate with. So it's saying to trust in that. And then there is so much more to you than you think. All right. That is all I have for you today. So thank you for sticking with me. If you're still here, we're digging in the trenches and getting that shadow work out and clearing out the old funk. Okay. So if anybody is unsure of how to do shadow work, number one is journaling, sitting in silence with yourself. And that can be tough for some people. I've actually heard some people say that they don't like sitting in silence with themselves. And that usually means it's because some of your inner voices are crying and screaming out and you're ignoring them and shoving them down. Once you've journaled and you've released and let go whatever emotions it is that you're dealing with, then you can start to integrate your shadow. Okay? And that may seem strange, but we have to acknowledge our shadow self. I actually have intimately met my shadow self, and it's just so cool the way that happened for me. All right? You all are going to have your own unique experiences, but once you become friends and intimate partners with your shadow self, nothing can stop you. All right? So, thank you all again for being here. Truly, truly, truly my pleasure to deliver these messages for you, okay? And Dark Night of the Soul, I am with all of you who are going through that and who had gone through that and will go through that, okay? It is much needed purging of old emotions, all right? So I wish you all a life of happiness, health, wealth, and abundance, and as always, love. That includes that unconditional self-love because you are deserving of it and you deserve to give it to yourself first, okay? Now, again, if we're getting out of some toxic situations, whether it, again, be relationships, jobs, friends, whatever the case, there may be resistance and there may be people that try to hold on to you for dear life and try to drag you back in. That's the temptation that you face. Try to promise you an easier path than doing this. But remember what happens when you get to the top of that mountain. You can't see anything. It's unclear. It's foggy. It's murky because you took the easy way. So as difficult as that may be to hear for some people, it's the truth. It's the universal truth. We all must go within and do our shadow work to become enlightened beings. Okay? So just keep in mind that I am a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. And if any of you ever need anything, please do not hesitate to reach out. And again, I am curious in the comments. If you guys want to let me know what experiences you're going through, I'm here for you. Okay? I have been through a lot and I will continue to go through a lot. And I accept this as my path. All right. So thank you so much to all of you for your energy exchange from the bottom of my heart. I truly wish you all healing and worthiness. You are worthy. Don't forget that. Thank you all so much, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.